Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. My name is Ruru, and I am a TV holic. So today, I am doing an episode, a solo episode, once again. Yeah, I know, I'm on my own again. What's new? But today's episode is another episode on the Netflix show Choo-ry. Again, sorry if I'm saying that wrong. My voice is a bit like up and down right now. Haven't really slept well, so it's kind of like a bit hoarse. So sorry about that, and please bear with me. I will do my best to talk about this episode in as much detail as I can. But my memory's a bit foggy because just watched it, and like I said, didn't get much sleep. So I'm not sure if I can recall everything. I was gonna do all the episodes together, but I ended up not doing that because I just haven't got the time. When I do manage to find the time to do the other episodes, I think probably I will be recapping them one by one, just like this, till the end of season 1, and then season 2, maybe I'll start doing those in bulk again, like in packs of like 5, maybe 5 episodes at a time. Hopefully that works out, but yeah. And before I get carried away talking about this episode, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe to the pod, and also we're on YouTube, so find us there as well. You can subscribe and listen to the podcast on YouTube. We're also on social media, on other social media platforms, including Instagram and TikTok and Blue Sky and Twitter. So catch us on there as well. Although we're not very active on those platforms, YouTube and Spotify or other podcast platforms is where we're the most active at. So again, sorry about my voice. It's going to go in and out of like pitch. So hopefully you'll be able to understand what I'm saying. So the episode that I am recapping today is season 1, episode 14, I believe, and it's called Choo Colored by Suji. And basically it's featuring Lee Soo-ji. And Lee Soo-ji, I'm just going to do some research right now. I believe she is an actress or a host of some kind. Let's see what this says. Features a discussion and segments involving 3 hosts and their interactions. So basically, like I've mentioned before, it's a variety show and it has a bunch of different people. When I say people, I mean like characters, not characters, like, sorry, my brain's all over the place. I shouldn't have started recapping this today, but like I said, Mimi is busy, and plus she doesn't watch this variety talk show, so she will not be on any of these episodes. Although I am trying to get her to watch it, and then I think that we could do like another review with me and her together on all the episodes, because I think that would be like hilarious, because I'm sure she'd find it as funny as I do. And it's actually funnier because we don't know, like, well, I don't know any of these people, and she wouldn't know any of these people. She listens to a bit of K-pop, so she probably know some of the K-pop idols that appear on this show, but other than that, actors and stuff, I don't think she'd know them, or like other notable Korean celebrities or like people of interest in Korea. She is definitely not going to know any of them. So yeah, like I was saying, on this episode, I was kind of shocked to see that his normal co-host was not hosting with him. The guy with glasses, I always forget his name. Him. I think they have really good, like, funny chemistry to get on-screen chemistry together, and I like them both hosting the show together. I believe that guy is a comedian, So instead, filling in for him was a former, or I don't know if he's a former K-pop idol, or I think he is a K-pop idol still. And his name is Kim Jae Joong. Hopefully I said that right. And I'm just looking at his Wikipedia, and it says that he was in a music group called TVXQ till 2010, and then in 2010 he was in JYJ, another group, and then he was in a group called in a group called JX since 2024, and then SM Town. So I don't know if that is known to any of you guys, but yeah, I just thought I'd give a bit of background on him. And he's a K-pop idol, and record labels that he's worked with are SM Entertainment, Warner Music Group, and Rhythm Zone. So yeah, those are his groups. So yeah, he was co-hosting, and then let me just go to who else was co-hosting. Let's see. Not co-hosting, the guest. So the guest was, like I said before, I think I mentioned, not sure. It was Suji. It was, I believe, Lee Suji. I know Lee is pronounced in Korean as Suji. So hopefully I said that all right. If anyone Korean is listening to this podcast, then please correct me wherever I've gone wrong. Also, like, I don't want to be like, yeah, because I don't want to be ignorant about anything or like say something like stupid or dumb. And secondly, correct my pronunciation or tell me if I'm pronouncing things right or wrong. Like I said, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, Isuji. If I've said it wrong, correct me, because you can only learn if people correct you. That's how I feel anyway. About like if I've said anything wrong or I pronounced anything wrong, or if I'm like interpreting anything that happened in any of these episodes wrong, feel free to like correct me whenever you can, or like in the comments. Yeah. Or like, contact me on socials, on our socials as well. So, this was an interesting episode. It started off by there was a lot of different elements to it. I was getting a bit confused, like a little way into the show, because I thought, well, they're not really the co-host, his normal co-host is not there, and this random K-pop idol is there, but they're kind of like not hosting, but they're interviewing Lee Suji, and let me just pull up a little bit of information on her. She is a Korean actress singer. Or maybe I'm getting the wrong one. It doesn't look like her in the picture. I think she's a host or actress. Yeah, she does impressions. So in the beginning, she was doing like all these impressions of people, and she did an impression of I believe it was Jennie from Blackpink. I've not heard Jennie speak in Korean so like much, so I didn't know if it was a good impression or not. But she was doing like a lot of like facial movements as well, and like kind of like thumbs up and kind of gestures and stuff like that. So I'm guessing that it was a good impression because both Kim Jae Joong and Choo Hoon were impressed. So yeah. Also, she talked about like various different things about her life. Like, so she was talking about her husband, and she showed a picture and said he's cute. And then Chu Sang Hoon said, he's not cute. And I think he meant to, I don't think he meant to insult her husband, but I think he was trying to say, because he did kind of like say, well, men aren't cute. Like, you should call them handsome. I wouldn't really call a man cute, so I think that's what he was attempting to say, where as it came across a bit like harsh and like very like just harsh basically. So yeah, also she said that she took a low kick from Chu Sung-hoon before, and she wanted to basically she kicked him, and he said that it's only right that you kick me this time. So she did a low kick, and he said, yeah, it hurt. I mean, yeah, it was powerful, but he had no reaction really. And then she was like, well, if you had no reaction, then it probably wasn't that powerful. And then he was like, oh, he was like, no, no, no. Like, if you kick um, Kim Jae Joong, then he's gonna feel it because that was a strong kick. And then so he also told her, Chu Sung Hoon told her to try and attempt a strong full on kick on his like upper like thigh or quad area. And she did that, and he goes, oh yeah, that was strong, but he still had no reaction. Like he looked like totally like he's like nothing happened to him. But he was saying that it was strong because I'm not reacting because I'm just used to it. We don't feel any pain, us fighters, like basically because he's a professional. He said I'm a professional, so I don't really feel any pain anymore at this point. Which I'll come back to that. I'll circle back to that with what happens at the end of this episode because I thought that was pretty interesting. So, yeah, so basically Chu Sung Hoon was like to Kim Jae Jong, why don't you try it? So he stood there, Kim Jae Jong, and then Suji, Lee Suji, I believe, what is her name? Lee Suji? Yeah, Lee Suji. Um, she just basically tapped him, like did a low kick with a like tap. It looks like a tap, but obviously it's not a tap. And he basically buckled and like, you know, fell down and was in agony because it was a strong kick. Um, yeah, and then I forgot to mention that before she kicked Chu Sung Hoon, he was looking at her leg and he said, oh, it looks like you do a lot of squats. And she's like, no, I don't exercise at all. And he's like, but how did you get all this muscle on your leg? So he looked like he was kind of like scared a bit, but then it was like nothing for him. So anyway, yeah, Kim Jae-jong recovered eventually after like keeling over onto the ground, and then they got their nails done. So as they were getting their nails done, Chu Sung-hoon mentioned that he was going to LA, and then uh, Lee Suji was basically saying that she wants to get LA nails, so she got bright yellow stiletto nails done, and then Kim Jae-jong, he got just black painted. I think he got a manicure, and then he got black painted on his two thumbnails. And he said that I believe he said he was gonna be performing at a concert, or he had some kind of like performance to do. I believe it was like some kind of musical like event or something that he had. So that's what he wanted to do the black thumbs for. And then we come back to Chu Sung Hoon. So they basically made him paint his nails because the next day he was going to LA, and they made him paint his nails like LA, they called it LA nails, but they had like pictures of, so they had a picture of Sarang, who is his daughter, on some of his nails, and then they had Kyoto, who is his dog, and then also his wife, damn it, I keep forgetting her name. Shinu. Let me just find his wife's name because this is like terrible that I can't pronounce his wife's name. Let's get to Shio Yano. Shio. There you go. Finally got it. So yeah, that's what happened so far. Then basically they were just chatting and they had like kind of like a little mukbang experience because Lee Suji ordered food for them and they all ate, and it was quite expensive. It was quite a lot of food, but it ended up just being like ramen, or I think you meant to say ramyeon in Korean. I think that's how everyone in all the K-dramas and the TV shows that I've watched, all the like reality TV as well, that's how they pronounce it. Ramyeon. Ramyeon. So hopefully I'm saying it right. Again, correct me, people. Correct me if I'm saying it wrong. If I've got the wrong end of the stick in any of if I've interpreted anything wrong as well in any of the episodes, please correct me. So after that, they finished eating and they decided they were gonna basically have a little match of, I forgot what the game was called, but there were these little counters. They each had two counters and they had to flick each other off the board basically, which turned into the table eventually. And um the last person to have a counter, but the first person to get both of their counters flicked off the board was they decided going to get like a part of their body wax. So they had like quite a long debate about this. They decided um they were actually going to go for Lee Soo-ji wanted to get a Brazilian done, and then Kim Jae Joong said he'll be happy to do his armpit because he showed his leg and he didn't have any hair on there. He was basically as smooth as a dolphin, like a fish, like no hair. And then Hoon, he basically had hairy legs and he said, I don't mind getting that done. Or then he said he upped the ante himself by saying that if she's getting her Brazilian done, I might as well equal that and get my my butthole waxed. And then they all look shocked, and then they decided, yeah, so whoever gets they first they were in agreement that they're all going to get it done, all going to get all this done, and then Chu Sang Hoon said, no, the person who loses will get like their butthole waxed, or if it's one of the guys, or the girl, Lee Soo-ji, would get her Brazilian done. So because that's the thing she wanted to try on the show. So there was basically a thing she wanted to try. That's what she wanted to try, getting a Brazilian done. So they were playing the game, and it was really hard to do it with the board that they were given because everything kept slipping off. So Chu Sung Hoon said, "Let's just put it on the table, get rid of the board, and put the counters on the table, and see what we can do." And it ended up that Chu Sung Hoon's counters went off the board. So in advance, they'd already decided that the guys were going to wax each other's butthole, whoever was going to be waxed, because they didn't want the technicians who were females to wax their buttholes for them. So he ended up being waxed in the room right next door to Lee Soo-ji. Chu Sung Hoon ended up being waxed by Kim Jae Joong in that room, and all you could hear was Lee Soo-ji screaming in agony because she was getting her Brazilian done, and that was kind of like getting Chu Sung Hoon nervous, basically, because he could hear the screaming. And then basically he lied down on his back and lifted his legs up, and then Kim Jae Joong poured the hot wax on him and started to wax, and he was like basically screaming like, it's too hot, like it's like burning my balls off, basically. He was like shouting, and then he was getting waxed and he was like, like screaming. So it looks like, yeah, professional fighters can still feel pain, especially when it's like hot wax and hair being pulled out of their butthole. Basically, before he got waxed, he was just saying that, oh, in the shower, sometimes when I'm showering, I just put my hand in my butthole and pull the hair out. So maybe he imagined it being less painful, but as many women know, these kind of things, like we get waxed and plucked and pulled like everywhere. So these things do hurt. Like, unfortunately, men don't have to go through these things. Well, fortunately for them, but unfortunately for us. But yeah, so that was quite interesting. I don't like the fact that they just kind of like cut it. They cut the show there, and all the episodes they just cut the show like when it gets to the good bits. I feel like they should like give his reaction at the end after he finished, or something like that. Like, you know, like, or a few days, 5 days later, is his butt still in agony? Is it stinging? Is it burning? How did it go when he took a shit? You know, all that stuff. Um, because yeah, it wasn't as good as it could have been if because they didn't add like any, you know, the aftermath basically of what happened. And also they could have like oh yeah, I forgot to mention they talked about when they were getting their nails done, um farts. So they were just saying, oh, I believe it was Lee Suji who mentioned to Chu Sung Hoon, oh, do you fart in front of your wife? And he's like, yeah, I do. And she said, yeah, she farts in front of her husband, and she doesn't mind it. Like, she said that even farting, I believe she said it's like beautiful or something like that. And he was like, no, I don't find it beautiful. I think it's like pretty like gross. Uh, I don't think it's cute because she was saying it's cute or something like that. So yeah, they ended the episode too abruptly, in my opinion, because like I said, they should have given like a kind of like he should have done like a review um on how he felt getting waxed. I wanted his thoughts, and he could have what they could have done. They could have played it back to him, and he could have watched it alongside Kim Jae Joong, and Kim Jae Joong could have given his side of the story, like how he felt waxing Chu Sung Hoon, and I just wanted to see like both of their reactions in more detail. I know he was filming. He had like he was holding a camera, Chu Sung Hoon, and filming Kim Jae Jong waxing him, not down there, but his face while he was waxing him. So I felt like I said it was like incomplete, or maybe they could have done a part two where they just kind of like talked about it, but they didn't. So I feel like it could have been better. It was entertaining. It was funny. Like all the episodes that I've seen of this show so far, pretty funny, but very incomplete at the end because they could have done so much more with it, in my opinion. Anyway, like I always say, and like Mimi always says, don't forget to uh subscribe to us. Sorry, I'm like all over the place. I've eaten quite a lot as well, so I feel really drowsy. And like I said, I haven't had much sleep, so I feel like it's nap time for me. I really need a nap. My eyes are literally closed while I'm recording this, so yeah, I'm off for a nap now. That made me yawn. Yeah, so subscribe, and we're on YouTube, so catch us there too. If you prefer listening to us there, let us know and comment. Sorry, my stomach's making a lot of noises as well. Like I said, I just ate, so it's like going wild. And just in case you guys wanted to know what I made myself a cannellini bean dish with naan bread. So that was delicious and very like it's like very like warm and comforting, a bowl of like comforting beans basically. Anyway, I'm off. I've just like digressed so much, babbling on. I can't wait to watch the next episode and review that for you guys. And I'll be doing that shortly. And we'll be back, me and Mimi, with more housewife stuff pretty soon. Housewife and just like general Bravo stuff. We do want to get back to you guys with like not episodes, but season breakdowns of Squid Games as well. Hopefully we get to do that soon, and some other like K-drama stuff, or like Korean reality TV. So stay tuned for that and subscribe to us for that as well. Bye.